Hey, Ross here with TrueCut CNC, and we're doing another video here on BobCAD CAM with nesting. So in the last video, we did a simple part like this one right here. Simple outside contour, no holes, no inside contours. And we did some nesting with that. In this video, we're going to do a little bit more complicated part. This one has inside contours and an outside contour. Okay, and in this one we're going to slow the speed down for these holes and lock out the height control. So let's get right to it. We go to the cam tree, we left click, we say new job, we select nesting, and the nesting wizard comes up. We're going to say select geometry, select our part, hit the space key. Now we have all of our parameters here. So if you remember from the last video, we start with part geometry, which is here. We've already done that. Then part parameters, then sheet parameters, then nesting parameters, then plasma tool, and then we do our leads. Okay, so part parameters is where we define the number of parts. So we're going to say 50. And then we're going to go to nesting parameters. We're going to give it a bridge distance of 0.01. Rather 0.1. And we're going to go to the tool, and we'll select our tool by going to the tool crib, add a tool from the library, and we'll just pick one here, and OK again. So there's our tool. And then we go to our leads. So for the leads, for this part, I want to choose the lead that's going to work well in these small holes, which will also work on the larger hole and the outer perimeter as well. So for leads, I'm going to do a blend, and I'm going to say 0.2 and 0.2. And we'll tell it to use the same lead out. So now we're going to hit finish or compute, and we have our parts. So there's our lead. So now we can see that you can see that that lead doesn't really work for those holes. It works for this one, works for these, doesn't really work there. So let's modify that lead. Go to nesting job, go to edit, leads, and let's change that to 0.1 and 0.1. Alright, that looks a lot better. And again, that lead will work for all of our cuts. So we're good to go there. So now on holes, typically we want to turn the speed down, we want to slow it down, and we want to lock out the height control. So we do that by drilling down into the part parameters. So if we drill down here under setup 1, we have part 1, that's our part. Drill down again, and we have all of our profiles. So we have an outer profile, and you can see it light up here when you click on it. So there's an inner, that's this hole, another inner, an inner, an inner, and this one should be our larger hole. So what we want to do is edit these. So we're going to say customize, edit, and we're going to go to advanced posting right here. This is all we're going to change. Go to advanced posting. We're going to turn height control off and reduce our speed to 30%. Say finish, and do the same thing for the other 4 holes. Advanced posting, height controls off, 30. Edit, advanced posting, height control is off, 30. And I know what you're thinking. It would be a lot easier if this worked on layers, so I could just drop these holes on a layer. I'd have to change each one, and I'd have to agree with that. Maybe we'll see that one day. For now, this is how we do it. Finish. Okay, so now we're going to come back up here. We're going to say nesting job and compute all toolpath. Okay, so you can't see it, but our speed has changed for the holes. And if we now post this job, we're going to say nesting job, post and save as, and we'll call it True Cut Test 4. And there's our code. So this is our first hole right here. You can see inner profile right here. It's our first hole, and there's our speed represented by the B is turned down to 30, and our THC is off. We're going to see that for every hole. Then when we get to the larger hole, which is right here, our height control is back on, represented by the M1101, and we're back to 100% on the feed rate. Now if we wanted to reduce the speed on this hole, we could do that and leave the height control on. There was really no need because the hole is fairly large. And then of course on the outer perimeter we're at 100% with height control. So that's basically laying out a little bit more complex part with inside parameters, and also how to go into advanced posting and turn off the height control and reduce the speed. In the next video we'll discuss how to deal with open contours and piercing the center of holes.